Hey everyone, welcome back to the Thinking Crypto channel, your home for crypto news and interviews. What is going to happen next with the crypto market, guys? I want to break it down for you, showing you the market cycle, showing you the data, the facts, multiple charts, not one source, right? We want to look at this holistically. And what can we expect? And as I've always said, guys, Bitcoin leads the market. Altcoins follow Bitcoin's move. So we want Bitcoin to do well because even if you're not holding Bitcoin, you're just holding altcoins depend on the capital that flows into Bitcoin. Only few understand this, and I've shared some charts on this, guys. The data shows it. So we're going to break it down and talk about what we may see this week. In addition, I want to talk about Ripple and XRP and an article highlighting that this SEC lawsuit is not slowing down Ripple. I want to break down the details there. We're also going to talk about two massive crypto funds that have launched in Singapore. This is really bullish. We also have news of in Germany, there's this crypto regulations that's coming up that is pro-crypto. And we're also going to talk about crypto.com and their new sponsorship. So much news here, a lot of news to break down. Before we get to it, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment below, and hit the subscribe button if you're new here. It helps support the channel and it doesn't cost you anything. Guys, this video is brought to you by OKCoin Crypto Exchange, where you can buy, sell, and trade your favorite cryptocurrencies, and you don't have to pay high fees. OKCoin charges low fees. You can also stake your crypto and keep 100% of the rewards. There are no fees charged when staking with OKCoin, so be sure to sign up, link in the description. Guys, heads up, I'm working on doing a Twitter Spaces AMA with Bob Rass of Sologenic. Sologenic is, of course, doing the Solo token airdrop to XRP holders. And you don't want to miss this. You want to make sure you participate in the snapshot and get your free tokens. And obviously, recently I interviewed Bob. And if you haven't seen that interview, I'll put a link in the description. So be sure to follow me on Twitter. So that when I have this ready and we get everybody in the community to participate, you can ask your questions and you can speak directly to them. So working on setting it up. So stay tuned on that. All right, let's look at the market here. Bitcoin at 55,000, seen a minor bounce, but we are still in a corrective phase. And you'll see here the altcoins are also in a corrective phase because, once again, they follow Bitcoin's move. Now, if you look at the Bitcoin weekly chart, those of you who have been subscribed to this channel or listening on the podcast, I've been talking about this for months and months. This respective pullback is healthy and it's needed, right? I drew it out on the chart. I have the receipts. My videos are all published on the channel. I've tweeted some of these charts as well, right? Nothing goes up in a straight line. You have a series of strong green candles, and here you have your pullback. So some people are screaming, dude, the virus variant, it could cause the sell-off. Yeah, for noobs, but the fact of the matter is this pullback is needed. And whether the news was timed for that or whatever it happened, that's coincidence, or some conspiracy theorists will say it is timed at along with the market movements. But this pullback is what I was calling before we even knew about any virus strain or whatever, right? So here we're building support levels, we're retesting support levels here. And we also noticed that the fear and greed index is back to fear. It is at a 27. When there's fear in a bull market, that is very bullish, my friends. Very, very bullish. Now, if this happens in a bear market, it is not bullish, obviously. But in a bull market where you have the trajectory upward and then you have these pullbacks and people are scared, that's great buying opportunities, buying the dip. I personally bought the dip. I'm going to share some news of some people who did as well, and not financial investment advice, of course. Do your own research. Now, let's look at a few things and let's touch on a few important items. PlanB. Now, he was calling for $98,000 by the end of November. As I've always said, I give you both sides of the token, so to speak. That was not guaranteed. That's not a certainty. Like I said before, let's see if it happens. Clearly, it is not going to happen, right? 98,000 is not going to happen. However, I want to make sure that folks understand when he was saying this, and he clarified this in early November, by the way, November 17th. To clarify, 98,000 November prediction is not based on stock to flow model, but on my floor model. As I said before in tweets and latest podcasts, I use three models: stock to flow, floor model, number three, the on-chain model. If for example, 98K November floor model prediction fails, which clearly it's going to, that does not mean stock to flow or on-chain fails. So stock to flow model is still on track, right? It is not necessarily anything that has to happen at a specific month or time. That's his floor model predictions. He was right in August, September, and October. Clearly, he's going to be wrong in November. And he did predict 135,000 for December. Will that happen? Probably not. Could we see Bitcoin go to 85,000 or something? Yeah, I think that's more realistic versus 135,000. Now, let's not only look at that data point, let's also look at the Bitcoin Relative Strength Index, which indicates we have not hit our blow-off top yet. Now, just like 2013, we are double peaking. We had our first peak here, and as you can see, the RSI, the Relative Strength Index, is moving upwards again. However, with this pullback, it dropped from the red area to the orange phase. Now, we've seen this before historically, right? Even in 2017, you have a move up, you have a pullback. That's healthy, that's normal. So we're nowhere close to the top of the RSI, which is on a scale of 1 to 100, right? Here you'll see the previous bull market peaks hit in the 90s, right? Here, definitely above the 90s, or 95 at least, definitely above 95. And our first peak of this year was over 90, but less than 95. And we still have another peak, which I think will go over 95, and that will be our blow-off top. Okay, that's another data point, right? Let's move to another data point here. So analyst Tech Dev, he tweeted the following: updated and revised Bitcoin Golden Roadmap. 1970s gold fractal now precisely aligned and anchored to both local high and low. Only December/January affected, with the model extending to first half of February. And he essentially said, September 43 to 58K, check. October 53 to 67K, check. November 58 to 90. Obviously, we're nowhere near 90, but we are within the low 50s here. And December would be 70 to 110. So we'll see what happens. As I've been sharing this chart with you guys, I was saying it's eerie how this thing is moving. Bitcoin is moving with this gold fractal from 1970s. It's very interesting. But we'll see what happens, guys. This is not guaranteed, as we've said many times. So we shall see. Maybe in December we see some fireworks, or as Benjamin Cohen, who I will talk about here, he's been calling for lengthening cycles, and he tweeted the following today: the price of Bitcoin 1 year ago was 17K. Do not miss the forest for the trees. And you can see here a video that he just put out earlier today that he's predicting the lengthening cycles, that this thing is going to go into 2022. And historically, why he was basing his thesis on was that from in 2013 versus 2017 cycle was longer. So one could assume that this respective cycle will be longer, and that's where it's all probabilities, right? Now, the other indicator that I'm using, and once again, I'm giving you different data sources because I don't want you guys to think I'm biased or that I'm only looking at one aspect of this. I'm looking at it holistically because, look, I want to make money, guys. I don't want to go into a bear market without taking proper profits, right? So here, you'll see the CBBI score in the previous bull runs where Bitcoin hit 100 as far as the blow-off top. We are nowhere near that. The first peak of this year was at a 75. And as you can see here, we have not hit that blow-off top yet. So this is looking like it will go into 2022. And then we maybe see that blow-off top in Q1 or Q2. We'll just have to wait and see. Now, I know some people are like, dude, but you said this. And as I've said many times, these are probabilities. No one knows the future. If someone can tell you what's going to happen next week, please ask them for the winning lottery numbers for next week so I can go play them and become a millionaire that way, right? So these are probabilities. We use the data and then we make adjustments as needed, but it's better than guessing. It's better to look at these charts and get an idea of what could potentially play out, the different scenarios. So that's the CBBI score. We are nowhere near 100. We have not hit that for this cycle yet. And let's look at some macro level charts from Charts BTC. Here, Bitcoin cycle bottom index, cycle before and after halving by block count. You'll see where our cycle right now is the white line. And look at the red and blue from the previous bull markets. You'll see their respective peaks. We have not hit that yet. We could honestly hit that like here into the Q1. And here's another one. Bitcoin cycle peak index, cycle before and after the halving. This is just another view here. And you'll see we had the first cycle peak similar to 2013. We have not had our second as yet. So all these different macro level charts are just showing we have not hit the peak yet. So there's still more to go. Here's another example, right? So let's see what plays out. Obviously, none of this is guaranteed. Are there strong probabilities of, we're headed to a six-figure Bitcoin and altcoins will see massive pumps? I do believe so. I've said it before. I'm 85% probable that it's probable that this is going to happen and play out this way, and 15% it is not going to happen. Right? We are completely wrong. Now, once again, based on the data, the trends, and history of this market movements, when they're having cycles, the 4-year cycles, I think we are still on track. But there's still some bears out there who will say, no way, whatever, right? Well, so far, we have seen growth, and I expect further growth. So I'm going to lean on that side of the fence, so to speak. All right, let's move ahead here. Alex Mashinsky, who I've interviewed about maybe 3 times on the channel, founder of Voice over IP and Celsius Network, he tweeted, "I bought almost $10 million worth of Bitcoin and ETH at current levels and add to my positions. We may see a retest of 53K for Bitcoin and 4K for ETH, but these should be short-term bottoms with us going back to 70K from here." So he's been pretty accurate in calling some price movements, and he understands the market very well. He's been here for a long time. So he's also seeing that this is just a pullback, normal, retest some price points, then we move upwards. Now, he said the following when someone asked him, hey, when do you think we're going to see a blow off top? He said between 140 to 160K for Bitcoin blow off top before end of Q2 2022. So he's also looking at a lengthening cycle here. So we shall see, guys. I will be very happy with a 140 to 160K Bitcoin. That would be awesome. And once again, that capital will then flow into the altcoins, and we will have a massive alt season with ridiculous gains, often higher than what Bitcoin can give you. So once again, even if you don't hold Bitcoin, even if you hate Bitcoin, we need Bitcoin to do well, because that's how the market has operated and how capital has flowed historically. I hope you guys get that. And you have to leave your feelings and emotions at the door and say, you know what? I don't hold any Bitcoin, but I want it to do well. Go to 160K, because then the alts that you're holding will see massive capital inflows. Now, El Salvador, President Bukele, they bought the dip. He tweeted, El Salvador just bought the dip, 100 extra coins acquired with a discount, #Bitcoin. Wow. And obviously they're doing the bond, and they're going to be mining Bitcoin with the volcanic energy. So pretty bullish move on their part. Now, check this article out. XRP Ledger upgrade is awesome news, says Ripple CTO David Schwartz. This article is twofold. It talks about the respective upgrades, but also the main takeaway here that I want to give you guys is that there's this lawsuit and the lingering outcome has no impact on the expansion of the XRP network. And you guys have been seeing this. I've interviewed some folks on Ripple as well. They continue to expand across the globe. So let me read a part of this for you. The amendment comes in good time as Ripple is accelerating its expansion across the globe, with CEO Brad Garlinghouse planning to hire a few hundreds in 2022. Ripple's planning to hire hundreds of people. The SEC versus Ripple has put Ripple under the radar of both investors and prospective clients. It seems the lawsuit is no longer causing hesitation among clients as they look to join the network, gain access to XRP-powered liquidity, or develop their own national digital currency. We see different countries are building and testing their CBDCs on the XRP ledger. Obviously, Ripple ODL continues to see growth, a lot of corridors opening up and seeing usage of XRP. This is the case with the Republic of Palau, which has decided to partner with Ripple as the country looks into developing its own central bank digital currency. Ripple announced the partnership yesterday, which will focus on strategies for cross-border payments and a USD-backed digital currency for Palau. So just a quick takeaway there, and the fact that people are recognizing this, that okay, the US wants to play dumb with this SEC lawsuit, and again, they want to allow Gensler to do this. Ripple is just going to continue to expand globally. And I think we're going to see a lot of that until Congress steps in and passes comprehensive crypto regulations. Now, speaking of what's happening globally, 2 Bitcoin funds launched in Singapore by MAS regulated fund manager. The new Bitcoin funds aim to provide single and secure exposure to Bitcoin for professional investors. Guys, it's amazing what's happening globally. ETFs getting approved, funds, investment firms popping up. So Fintonia Group, a Singapore-based fund manager regulated by the Monetary Authority of Singapore, has launched 2 institutional-grade Bitcoin funds. The new funds, the Fintonia Bitcoin Physical Fund and the Fintonia Secured Yield Fund, are intended to provide simple and secure exposure to Bitcoin for professional investors, Fintonia announced on Thursday. Here's a quote: "The funds are live and investors can subscribe and redeem regularly as they are open-ended funds similar to a mutual fund. The funds are only available to accredited investors." So a couple things here, guys. These funds are being built for a lot of the wealthy individuals and for a lot of big time investors. So that means millions and billions of dollars coming in. Second, as I've given the analogy many times, you don't even have to be an accredited investor to go buy Bitcoin. Historically, for other asset classes, you had to, guys. And that's what's amazing about this. Many of us are front running a lot of these institutional investors because they don't have the regulatory clarity. And that's why it's an opportunity of a lifetime. And you know, a lot of these cryptos are hard cap. So it's not like you can, you know, split the stock or whatever it is, right? Or do something shady with it. It's on the blockchain, it's verifiable, and it's global. It's amazing. So it's not restricted to, okay, if you live in the United States, you can only invest in the New York Stock Exchange, you can't invest in the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, things like that, right? This is a global network, guys. Metcalfe's law playing out, and you can be in any country in Africa, you can be in Australia, you can be South America, obviously here in the United States or somewhere in North America, you can be in Iceland and participate in this asset class. It's an amazing, amazing disruptive technology. So the Fintonia Bitcoin Physical Fund targets institutional investors seeking direct exposure to Bitcoin, allowing them to buy, store, and sell large amounts of cryptocurrency. The fund acquires physical Bitcoin, meaning we will buy the actual Bitcoin rather than a derivative instrument on Bitcoin. Wow, that is bullish. And that's why we want a spot ETF, spot Bitcoin ETF here in the United States. But Gary Gensler, the Wall Street rat doing the bidding of his puppet masters, released the futures ETF, which he knows his buddies will manipulate the hell out of it. And that is, you know, just pathetic. And I hope, once again, Congress gets into this thing early and fixes this. Look at this. New German government cites crypto in coalition agreement. The new German coalition is aiming to make the European financial market supervisory law fit for crypto assets and businesses. I wish this was happening in the United States, but once again, Congress needs to go to work here. But this is bullish. Globally, this thing is taking over, guys. So 3 German political parties agreed to a coalition deal this week that will see left-leaning Social Democrats and Green Party and the right-friendly Free Democrats take the reins from December this year. According to a rough translation of the 177-page agreement published on Wednesday, the coalition calls for a new dynamic in relation to the opportunities and risks from new financial innovations, such as crypto assets and blockchain businesses. Here's a quote: "We are making European financial market supervisory law fit our digitization and for complex group structures in order to ensure holistic and risk-adequate supervision of new business models. We need joint European supervision for the crypto sector. We oblige crypto asset service providers to consistently identify the beneficial owners, the agreement adds. The document states the European Union Supervisory Authority should not only take care of traditional financial sector, but also prevent the misuse of crypto values from money laundering and terrorist financing. The formation of the coalition reportedly took 2 months of negotiations following the German federal election on September 26th, and it marks the end of Angela Merkel's 16-year reign as chancellor, yada, 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 yada. What is happening here, guys? Crypto is too big to ignore now. This is the asset class. All the banks, stock exchanges, institutions are part of it. And look, the governments, they're going to put in laws to prevent money laundering and all that stuff, just like they do in the traditional financial world. And they're going to tax it to make money off of it. So all the years before, oh, people are going to ban crypto. Crypto's a fad. Now crypto's part of every infrastructure, every law, every regulation. It's seeping into every aspect of government and society. It's amazing to see this happen. And I've been here since 2016. And those of you who've been here at the same time or earlier than me, isn't it amazing when you just sit back and watch how things have progressed? Despite some of the challenges even here we have in the United States with Gensler and the SEC, we have still come a very far way, guys. And when you look at this macro level, because one could say, this is a massive macro level trade, even though you can make money in the short term, it is certainly a massive macro level trade, buying crypto, getting in early, and you can hodl, sell some of it, buying back again, and, in the bear markets, and then hold for the bull markets. It's pretty amazing what is happening. Now, along with that comes massive sponsorships and mass marketing. So crypto.com to sponsor Latin America's leading soccer competition. The company will serve as an official partner of Combo Libertadores Cup starting in 2023. It plans to develop competition-related NFTs. I don't need to go into the details here. Crypto.com, FTX, all these guys are spending billions in marketing, and you're going to see a lot of crypto exchanges, a lot of different companies do this. Everybody is trying to grab as much market share as possible, do as much brand building as possible, because you know why? They are expecting higher prices. And when you really sit back and think about this, companies are not going to market like crazy and spend a lot of money unless they know this is going to lead to a return on their investment. A lot of these companies have huge investors, guys, and they have to eventually turn a profit, right? This is simple business 101. And you have to market to drive demand and build your brand and get people to come in. But if they were expecting us to go into a bear market, would they be ramping up their marketing like this? The bears won't let you know about this, right? And I don't want to say I'm some like Uber bull or something, or perma bull, what was what they would call it. I'm here to make money. So I'm looking at where are we in the cycle? What are the risks? What are the rewards? What are the pros and cons? And I'm just seeing government, the companies, everybody just looking towards higher highs, higher prices, and more people coming in. And I honestly think we haven't hit mania phase yet, where I think a lot of people are going crazy. Uber drivers, taxi drivers, all that, right? Are talking about, your grandma's talking about it. I don't think we've hit that yet. And I think that's to come. And I think maybe when Bitcoin hits 100,000, we'll probably see that happen. And it's going to be true mania again. So we just got to be patient, let the market cycles play out. Once again, go back and watch my videos. I was calling for this pullback, which is healthy, building support levels. Then we will move upwards to new higher highs. But this is part of the game, guys. It's like a pendulum, swings very high, but then swings back low, right? That's how I try to think about it. And this is why you can make a lot of money in this, because the volatility, if you know how to use it to your advantage and swing trade, and even, when to accumulate and dollar cost average. If you just look at this chart, not financial or investment advice, accumulate. Let me redraw that for you guys. Accumulation phase here. Let's see if I can get this here. Accumulation phase, accumulation phase, accumulation phase. we've seen it time and time again, right? So once again, this is certainly an accumulation by the dip scenario, not financial or investment advice. Do your own research. I did buy the dip. I bought some more Bitcoin, some Ethereum. I bought some more Algorand. So I'm just accumulating where I can. Am I putting money I can't afford to lose? Of course not. I'm not touching my savings, my 401k, all that stuff. All that stuff is sitting there. I'm using the extra money, even if it, dude, even if it's $100, you just throw in, because the trajectory of this asset class is amazing. That $100 get 10x easily, right? Once again, not financial investment advice, because I don't want people to just go out and make decisions based on what I'm saying, but rather do your research. Find your conviction and be patient, guys. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Hit the thumbs up button, share this video, and I'll talk to you all later.